So hello everyone. Today our group number 9 will present to you about our container port management system. So firstly, we will come to our topic outlines pages. First, we will have the introduction part. Second one is analysis and design, implementation, details, and finally is the demonstration. So about our introduction, the logistics industry has been developing for the past 10 years, making it one of the busiest and most demanding sectors globally. In other words, like there are more and more containers being transported across borders just to satisfy the needs of purchasing new goods of customers. Mm, and however, due to its large scale and its worldwide business, we witnessed that the people who work in this area often feel stressful, overloaded. They always wonder how to make the best outcome of their job, and also they don't have any smart devices to assist them in operating the system normally. So as a solution, our CBMS aims for easier monitoring and supervising the system operations more efficiently. About the analysis part, we'll have two main points. The first one is the class breakdown, and the second one is the function breakdown, just to clarify all the attributes and methods we include in our application. So the first one is our class breakdown. We'll have container, port manager, admin class, and a large class named vehicle. Inside this class, we'll have four subclasses, namely ship, basic truck, tanker truck, and river truck. And for the function breakdown, we'll have CURD. We also include check-in vehicles, load and unload containers. Moreover, they are refuel, fuel use, total containers weight, total ships import, and finally is fuel trips method. So now I'm going to leave my mic to our teammate to continue the presentation.
On is the design of our system. In our system, there are two types of classes. The main one, which represent the stakeholders, like the port, the vehicles, or the containers. And there are also the subclasses, which are responsible for the additional logic, databases, and UI UX, like input validator, account database, or menu event. So next is the implementation of our system. For the authorization, we have an authenticator class, which determines if the functionality is accessible by the user. The CRUD is used for the populate data, like adding vehicles, ports, or updating their status. For the data storage system, the data is stored using the serializable interface, which stores all of the objects details into the TXT files. For the trip management, the port managers can initiate a trip by loading containers onto the vehicles, and they can also end a trip by checking the vehicles at their specific port. To ensure the precision of our system, we also incorporate many algorithms, one of which is the distance calculation between the ports using Haversine formula. The container weight and vehicle fuel consumption are calculated based on the vehicle type and the numbers of containers that is loaded. So for the UI and UX of the system is mostly command line interface, but we also incorporate a manual system to facilitate and further enhance the user experience. So to have a closer look at our application, we will move on to the demonstration.
And today I will show a demo of our application. Inside the application, there's two main type users. The first one is admin, the second one is port manager. And for my part, I will mainly only show the application with an admin account. So first I have to log into the system with an admin account to show demo. And as you can see here, after logging successfully into the system, it will show you a list of operations where an admin can perform. And for my port admin, I will only show some of them, as the rest will be shown later on the port manager part. So the first part that we did are the CRUD function for the four main object: ports, vehicles, containers, and managers. Each of them, when you go to them, you can view, you can edit them, you can even add a new object or even delete the object from the database. Now I will be showing a demo with the containers. So now I can press the phone to go into the container submenus, and it will show a list of certain operations from the submenus. Here I can add, remove, view, and view a container, or even edit containers. So I will try to first add a container. Click on the one. See, it will show you a list of ports for you to choose for the container to be on. And now I will be selecting the port 3, P3. Now still keep asking me for the container weight. Now I show input the container with a weight. And now be asking me for the container type, open top. Destination port ID, P5 should be Dover port. And then it will create from our container added successfully after I successfully add the container into the database. As you can see here, with the ID of C37, weight 8 tons, type open top, is loaded false, ship fuel consumption 2.8 gallon, truck fuel consumption 3.2. And then after adding the new container, you can check it by view all the container. Click for here, and you can check by finding the C37 here. This is the new one that we have just added into the database. Anyway, if you think you make some mistake with your container, you can edit the container by choosing the fifth operation, which is the edit container not here. Now it will ask for your port that you chose, which I chose the port 3 to begin with. Now it will show me a list of container in the port 3, and I have a port 37 here. I will choose C37 to edit that container, and now I can re-input the another type. Let's say 7.2 tons. And now I want to choose a start port ID for this, which maybe I want a P2. And now the current port ID P2. And now the destination port ID, which should be P6. So time tone port. Container edit successfully. Now I don't want to continue. Now when you view the container, take the container in the port 2, which is London port. I can choose P2 to view all the container is the London port, which is the one that I just added here. Fry container. 7.2 tons opens up. London port to the Southampton port. And if you think you make a mistake about your container, you can also remove your container by choosing the second option. And now when I view on the container again, I won't see the C37 anymore here. All right, anyway, let's bring on to the next function. Now I will show that admin can load a container into any vehicle that is in the port. So now I will have to choose the security, the load container. So now I have to choose a port which I can have to work with, P1 in this case. And now it will show me a list of containers in the Manchester port and list of vehicles in Manchester port. So for vehicle, I'm gonna choose the truck TR5. And now I will have to load a container into this truck. I will choose C25 in this case. And I also will say that I have successfully loaded container C25 to tanker truck 5. And it will ask me if I want to continue to load another container. But in this case, I'm not going to continue, so I'm going to press no. And after I successfully adding every container into the truck, the system will calculate the current fuel of the truck and then the fuel needed to travel into the destination port. I will show here that tanker truck 5 moving from Manchester port to London port. And the last function is that for admin, they can also view all the trip. Here's all the trip that we just created. And as you can see here, the T20, as you can see here, the T21, which is the trip that I just created from loading the container to the destination port, arrival day, not arrival yet, and salary is arriving.
Okay, so thank you, admin, for sending a vehicle over to London port. I will now demonstrate the functionalities of the port manager using the account of the port manager from London port, which is James and James. So now, first thing I do is I check to see if there are any trips today. So I use the trips in a day function, and I enter today's date, which is 24th of September 2023. Now I have seen that T21, which is trip, used a tanker truck 5, which started from Manchester port to London port, and it has not arrived yet. That is because I haven't checked in the vehicle yet, so now I will do that using the check in vehicles function. As you can see, tanker truck 5 has arrived at London port and ready to unload containers. So I will do that now using the 7th function. Here, it shows you all of the containers that have containers in your port, and I can select truck 5 based on this ID and unload it. So now I will have to check if it's actually unloaded by going into containers, number 4, and viewing containers. So let's remember, the container is C25, and down here we have C25 in our port. Now, let's say I want to refill the truck because it has been used to go a very long distance. I will click 8, which is refill function, and I will search for truck 5 right here. It has current fuel of 1161 and a max fuel of 2500. And now I will refill it. Truck 5. Tanker truck 5 refilled at London port for 1,338 gallons. And now I can see how much fuel this port has used and how much fuel it has used in a day by using the fuel used function. So here, refills in London port. The total fuel used in London port is 1338 gallons, and total fuel used today in London port is 1338.4 gallons. So now I would like to know how much weight is in my containers and in my port. So I will use the 10 function, which is container weight. It will give me the total weight of containers in London port is 7 tons. And now, if I want to track, for example, a specific range of dates for my trips, I can enter number 13 and enter a start date. Let's just say from the 25th of September to the 30th of September. Here, it will show me all the trips from London port from 25th of September to 30th of September. As you can see, it all starts with the at least 25 and ends at most 30. And it all involves London port. This is it for our program demonstration, and thank you for listening.